What's the inspiration behind the video, guys? And congratulations on the release.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think the inspiration for the video is really comes from the song itself. The song I think is just it's written reminiscing about the time I think when we first met our fans and they met us and we made a promise to them that we'd be with them for life, and all these years later here we are. But it was also I think the perfect song to do with the entire lineup from the mixtape tour. I remember Joey and I talked about it and he was like, this is definitely a song for everyone. And I think the video was really born out of wanting to celebrate that time in our lives, when we were just younger and innocent, and look, we're all older now, our fans are older now, there's so much responsibilities and things that we deal with, losing loved ones and a pandemic and all this different stuff. And I think it's important just as much now as ever to just remember to just celebrate, the little moments and celebrate the special times in our lives. And I think this song, this video, and this tour is really hopefully going to do that and allow people to do that, at least for one magical night.
Yeah, that's super awesome. It's super nostalgic. And we're here to talk about the mixtape tour. And it is round 2 of this tour. You did it in 2019. So why bring it back?
Because it worked.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. I mean, specifically during the night, that first tour, we actually kicked off the show. So that when you come to our show, it's nonstop. The acts come in and out. And we're on stage the whole time coming in and out as well. So it's just nonstop. And I don't think you get that kind of entertainment nowadays. So it really takes people by surprise. And it's just a bonus. And we were smart enough we had great acts back then, but we said, Salt and Pepper, will you please come back? So they're fantastic. I mean, they're just like, again, they were heroes to us back in the day. So to share the stage and the night with them is amazing. And Rick is just ready to have some fun. Obviously, you can tell by the video, he's just ready to have a good time. And Vogue is like, come on, can you believe it? It's going to be great.
Yeah, those are certainly heavy hitters. And you talk about go big or go home and bigger and better. You guys certainly did that with the elevation of this tour. Is there an act that you guys are most excited to, join forces with on this tour?
I think all of them. I mean, obviously Rick is going to bring a lot of energy and he's such a good sport. And I think he's going to have a lot of fun. I don't think he's toured in the US for a very long time. In Vogue, I think within Vogue, it's going to be like what happened with Salt and Pepper the first time around. Like we literally would crisscross each other going onto stage. And it was like, are we really doing a tour with Salt and Pepper? This is surreal. And in Vogue, I mean, they still sound amazing. They bring it every single time they step on a stage or have a microphone in their hands. They just bring it. And they, as you can see in the video and hear on the record, but there's something that's always going to be very special about working with Salt and Pepper. We've reminisced about a time we were driving around Boston in a raggedy old car and we heard Push It for the first time. And it was like, we were instantly, just enthralled with them. I mean, we just love them and respect them so much. And they're a joy to work with. They are the consummate professionals and legends in every single sense of the word.
Certainly legendary acts, all of those names that are coming on tour with you guys. But I want to kind of talk about you guys and you guys' story specifically. You have arguably one of the best comeback stories in the history of musicians ever. I have to ask you guys
to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can induct us to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So listen, yes, I like where you're headed.
We're here in Cleveland. I'll send a messenger over.
There you go.
But I have to ask you guys, what has been better, the original stardom that you guys felt or the comeback? Your fans are truly dedicated. We've seen it time after time. But in your opinion, what's been better?
The comeback is definitely way better. I mean, we were young kids and we were just pushed to the limit. We were doing, 360 shows a year. It's just, like Donnie said earlier, like, the older we get, the more we can slow down and really reflect and appreciate what we do. you know, and I just think the five of us have grown up a lot and get along in a different way than we did back then. So yeah, 2.0 is way better.
And you touched on it a little bit, but can you speak to the bond? It's not typical for boy bands, boy groups, to groups in general to last as
Yeah,
long as
in
you guys
general.
have. Can you speak to why you guys have such staying power?
Man,
We're lucky. I mean, a lot of groups don't benefit from getting back together. It's sort of like a catch-22, you know. And I think a lot of bands probably would hang in there if they knew the benefits. It does go back, I think, to our upbringing. You know, the type of families we came from, working class families from Boston, but it's everybody, man. It's just all of us, you know, trying to do the best we can for each other, and we all bring something different to the table, and allowing everybody to be themselves, and you know, just rolling with the challenges and celebrating, you know, the blessings.
we have a special bond amongst all of us, but you know, the fans really are the sixth member of the band. And I think there are times when, you know, where it could get tough. You know, we have families now and kids and stuff, and you know, we lean on each other in those times, but there's so many times that the fans really elevate us. You know, there's times where it's hard to get back on that stage, and you know, we might be missing our kids or our spouses or significant others or whatever, and it's tough. And when those fans show up the way they do and bring that love and energy every night, it's just it always, I think it unifies us. You know, when we hear the screams backstage before we go on, I think we all feel like there's that moment where we're like, this is what we dreamed of as little kids, like hearing fans actually care instead of, you know, when we did shows when we were 15 and 2 people showed up. You know, it's very special, and there really is no New Kids story without the fans.
That's awesome. And we're all super excited to see you guys here in June. I'll leave you with one kind of last question. You guys have had the it factor, you know, whether it's fans showing up, sold out tours, you had the it factor. Are there any new acts that you feel like have that same it factor?
Well, my son's obsessed with BTS right now, so I legit know how it feels for all the dads who had to listen to the same. I love it, actually. I'm into it. It took me a while, but you know, certainly, I mean, there's so many great artists out there, and you know, the cool thing about social media is like you're seeing talent left and right. Yeah, anybody else?
Oh, you nailed it.
Okay,
Nailed it.
there you go.
Got it, Joe.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, and we look forward to seeing you guys here in June. And I promise to send that message over to the Rock Hall for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank
Bye,
you.
thank you.